President Trump says he has spoken with Russian President Vladimir Putin and Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelenskyy about taking steps to end the war in Ukraine. The announcement of the calls with Putin and Zelenskyy came just hours after Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth told a meeting of NATO representatives in Brussels what the U.S. expects when it comes to negotiations between the two countries.
We will only end this devastating war and establish a durable peace by coupling allied strength with a realistic assessment of the battlefield. We want, like you, a sovereign and prosperous Ukraine. But we must start by recognizing that returning to Ukraine's pre-2014 borders is an unrealistic objective.
Secretary Hegseth went on to say that trying to establish those borders will, quote, only prolong the war and cause more suffering, end quote. He also noted that NATO membership for Ukraine was unrealistic. CBS News White House reporter Aaron Navarro joins us for more on this. What more are we learning about the calls between President Trump and Putin and Zelenskyy? Do we have any idea what these negotiations could look like, and help us understand some of the significance of those headlines that Hegseth is making in Brussels?
We know that the White House has said that these calls were, quote, very positive, and Trump in his social media post kind of outlined the team that would begin these initial negotiations, including Secretary of State Rubio, his envoy, Steve Witkoff, who has been pretty active when it comes to kind of these negotiations, especially the one last night with Mark Fogel. And we also know that NSA Director Mike Waltz will also be involved. It seems clear, just from what we heard from Caroline at the podium at the White House, that the next clear step in all this is a meeting with Vice President Vance, Secretary Rubio, and President Zelenskyy in Munich this Friday. We could get a readout then. I thought it was interesting, though, that Caroline said that no red lines have been drawn by the president yet you played that tidbit from Hegseth. We know that President Zelenskyy has requested NATO membership, nuclear capabilities as part of any agreement. So it's certainly an uphill battle, at least from what we know now, going into these talks on Friday. Caroline also did not reveal if a potential visit by Trump to Russia to meet with Putin was a part of their negotiations to release Mark Fogel last night. And Caroline did confirm that Alexander Vinnik, who was arrested on cryptocurrency charges as a Russian prisoner, was part of the trade for Fogel last night.
So let's talk about that. Could be additional releases between, for example, an American detainee who is held in Belarus. Do we have any more information about this and what could be coming down the pike?
Yeah, we know at least today that there were 3 detainees released from Belarus, including 1 American and 2 from Belarus, including one who worked for Radio Liberty, an American-funded outlet. The names were not revealed by Caroline per the request of them to not have that information out there. And she did not comment or reveal any further details on what could be coming down the pike.
How is the White House responding, by the way, to a new lawsuit filed by at least 8 inspectors general challenging what they claim are unlawful and unjustified terminations?
We have no legal response yet from the White House on this. Now, this lawsuit that you mentioned is centered around the fact that the president did not notify Congress or give them a 30-day heads up about the firing of these inspector generals. And CBS News learned that yesterday, one more inspector general for the USAID was terminated as well. And that came after he issued a report on Monday that was critical of the Trump administration's moves to dismantle that agency.
Okay, Aaron Navarro, thank you.